Welcome to the Furious Focus. I am your host, Golden Zermek, and I'm here today with a very special friend of mine. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. Dan Rengering. How are you doing, my man?
Man, thanks for having me. I'm really excited. When I saw you start posting about you doing this, I was like, really, really hope he asked me to be on there. Oh,
Heck
so
yeah.
bad. I think it would be fun. I was like, I don't want to ask because then that seems weird, but I'm really hoping he asked me to be on.
Oh, I had to have you on, man. We've known each other for a while, and I'm going to let you explain to people who doubt what you do. But no, Dan and I have known each other for years now, and in the modeling side of things and the book side of things as well. So it's been great.
Instead, I'm Dan Rendering. I've been modeling since what 2017. That's when you and I met. Um, been on tons and tons, probably a couple hundred book covers, quite a bit. I was pretty hot there for a little while.
Yeah.
Uh, Up for 13 years. I've been on our SWAT team. I've been an instructor on our emergency services team. Been on Survivor. Been on a show called The Getaway Driver, and right now I guest co-host on Patrol Live.
That's
So
amazing. Yeah, who'd
yeah,
have thought? Who'd have thought? I mean, you're like the reality show king over here, getting into it.
never. I never would have thought it. Not in a million years.
Yeah, for real. Who actually is Dan? I mean, we know you now, but where did you start this whole thing with the road that you're on?
Oh man, early life. I grew up in the smallest county in the state of Florida, super, super small town. Like I graduated with 92 people. Um, I was a big guy then. I weighed 340 pounds out of high school. I played college football. I played offensive line. Um, I played football for 2 seasons. I didn't love football then. I lost my love for football. Went and worked for my parents for a couple years. I didn't love that, and then I decided to become a cop. I was still big. I was 300, like I said, I was 320, 340
Yeah.
pounds. It's easy to fluctuate when you're that big. For me, I wanted to make our team. So I made a commitment. I was like, I want to be an athlete. I want to be part of the best of the best of the department. And I lost 120 pounds in a year.
It's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, it was nuts. It was brutal. Found some people to just surround myself with. Iron sharpens iron. And
Mm-hmm.
I really believed in that. And so I 120 pounds in a year. At the time, I was the youngest, least experienced person to ever make our SWAT team. Was on our SWAT team for quite some time, and then about 5 years into being a cop, viral picture took off, and that's when I kind of got to where you guys see me today. Doing all this extracurricular stuff.
Yeah, I remember the hot cop picture that was making rounds. Oh,
Yeah, the thing was everywhere, like all over the world. It was insane.
right? It was crazy, and it's funny because you're like actually my second hot cop that I've worked with. The first one was Miguel up in New York. There was the guy who was up against a police car back then, and Michelle had organized getting him for a photo shoot for her book stuff. But it was surreal because he was like the same. It was like, what? I didn't expect this picture to blow up.
Oh, like and it's the viral thing. Like people don't understand. Like it's so far out of left field, and it's not the intent. It's not what you're expecting. It just happens, and it lands in your lap, and it changes your whole life. And you can do one of two things. You can either let it just die off, or you can capture lightning in a bottle and run with it. And
Right.
I was surrounded by people that helped me to capture that in a bottle and just run with it. And that's why I'm where I'm at today, doing all kinds of interesting things.
Yeah, like you said, it's amazing, isn't it? Because you don't expect the growth to be so sudden and so huge. It was like a similar thing for me with the photography, but that was back when social media was a little more open. It wasn't like boost everything; everything was a little more organic. But it was the same. I started off, I had like hardly any followers. I was this local nobody, and then I went to my first show the following, I think it was February or March. And it was like on the way home, we would refresh and there'd be like 100 new followers. And it was crazy. I had 250,000 fans after the drive home. It was crazy.
It's crazy how it just takes off, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like you either ride the wave or you jump off. And it takes a special person to ride that wave, because it is, especially if you've never been in that world, it's so new, it's such a challenge when people start treating you different, and you got to deal with that and understand that people aren't always looking out for you in your best
Oh,
interest. And so
100%.
it's so strange and weird in the world that you get thrown into when you've never been a part of it. Me, I mean, like I said, I was a small town kid. I was a cop. Like I was just a guy. I didn't know what to do with all this.
For real.
All right, like this is going to happen, and I'm either going to capitalize on it and run with it and really take over the world, as Pinky and the Brain would say, or I'm just going to just let it die. And for me, I saw the world and I saw too many opportunities that like I just wanted to see what I could do, see what
Hmm.
my full potential was, and that's how I've always been. Like I'm going to chase things and see what it turns into. Within a controlled and safe space. I got two little girls that I got to take care of. So it wasn't like I was picking up and moving to LA and trying to be on the guiding light every day.
Right.
You know,
Even though you got the looks for it, I mean, come on.
Call me now they're older. I'd be like, let's go. I'm on the guiding light every day.
For real. Like you mentioned, there were, this sudden catapult into the limelight, in front of everybody on their screens. Were there any initial challenges and obstacles to overcome? I mean, like you said, it takes a certain type of person to do it, but finding the right people to help you is a challenge in and of itself.
Yeah. For me, the biggest challenge was just being in the limelight. Because I think you can probably empathize with this. I got body dysmorphia like a son of a gun. Like it's
Oh
bad.
yeah, I got that on the list to talk about with you. Yeah.
I just don't like. Yeah, I hear you. Like, yes, you think I'm a good looking dude, but when I look in the mirror, I still see that 340-pound guy. Now, it was probably the biggest challenges, and it still is to this day. Like, I'm brutal on myself, and the getting the attention, and it's just weird. It's weird. I don't know how else to explain it. It's so
Ye-
weird. Like I had a lady in Walmart. I'm with my kids, and she's with her husband. I get in line, and she's like, "You're him. Oh my God, you're him." I'm like, Okay, like what do you need?" She tells her husband, she's like, My phone's dead. You're taking a picture of me and him together." I'm like, oh, this is really awkward and weird.
That
And she
always works out well.
had her husband take it. I'm like, I'm so sorry, man. Like, I'm so sorry. So being thrust in that limelight when you're not used to it or you're not
Yeah.
prepared for it anyway is a challenge because like I'm just a guy. At the end of the day, I'm just a dude. I'm just a dad. I'm just a cop.
Mhm.
I don't view myself as special, but other people do on occasion, and it's weird.
Right. And I think with people like us that have a little bit of dysmorphia and other things, do you find yourself, at least at first, maybe not now, zoning in on those negative comments that you see and you're like, boom, that validates my thoughts about myself right there.
I'll be 100 nice comments, and then that one, I'm like, that's it. That's the guy. He's right. Everything I thought about myself is true because he's saying it.
Hmm.
It's funny. I fed into somebody last night on a post. Me and Rizzo were doing pull-ups in the studio. He's like, "Oh, I like real street cops and this and that." And I'm like, "Brother, I've been on the road for 13 years. I've been a SWAT operator for 8. I was an instructor on a unit for 2. I don't know how to be more of a street cop than I am. Like I've never worked in an admin position and stuff like that." I'm like, "Screw you, man." And like I let it sit for like a week and a half before
Uh,
I was like, I gotta correct this guy. Like I can't do it anymore.
I guess it's just how we're built, as people. It's like we just, I don't know. I have a hard time with compliments too, and it's just like I just got to find fault in everything. I can't believe what you're saying because I don't believe it.
You think I'm good looking? Like, have you, like, I see me in the mirror. Like, what do you see that I don't see? Because, like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, I look like crap. There's this wrong about me. There's this wrong about me. There's this wrong about me. Like, how do you not see that? And, we're our own worst critics. But I think for people like you and I, that's what makes us great at what we do is we're hard on ourselves. And if I'm not hard on me, nobody else is going to be because
Right.
then I face it and then I get stagnant and I view stagnation as death. And so if I'm easy on myself, I'm not going to be who I am. And I'm not going to accomplish the things that I accomplish. I'm not going to do the things that I do. So yeah, that's I could go on about that for a while.
Same. We could have a whole cast just on that particular topic.
Get in therapy though. I'm working on it.
I think it's important. We had this talk yesterday on the show, and it was a lot of people need to consider therapy of some kind to help because a lot of times we're just built to be men, especially just shut up and take it and not express anything and just bottle it up. Whereas it's important as people to have that communication amongst each other to at least work things out so you're not holding on to things and looking through things through a certain perspective that may not exist anymore.
Yeah, we talk about it, and I think one of the biggest troubles for us, probably as a society as a whole, is like we don't have a tribe. Whereas back in the day, you lived in a tribe or you lived in a neighborhood that was close knit and everybody talked and communicated. Now everybody hides behind a computer screen. So you don't have anybody to use as maybe a soundboard
Hmm.
and talk things that you're struggling with and that you're going through and just get stuff off your chest. And we don't necessarily have that like we used to. And I think therapy is, I go like every 2 to 3 weeks, just to sit down and talk um, and being able to just get some stuff off my chest, or even just like be proud of myself because like I said, I'm my own worst critic, and I'm like sitting here and I'll just go brag to her because like she can't call me an arrogant asshole where other people will if I talk about things that I do. And so I just go and I just dump on her. I'm like, thank you so much for just letting me talk about these cool experiences and things that I've done that I can't talk about with anybody else without sounding like a jerk.
Speaking about like the mental things, is that what initially drove you to the gym? You were heavy at one point in your life. What sparked the shift towards the gym lifestyle?
I just want to be more than average. I know maybe that sounds silly, maybe it sounds weird. Like I just wanted to be more than just an average cop, an average person. I wanted to be on our SWAT team. I wanted to be amongst great people, great cops, and surround myself with those guys who want to do nothing but make me better in my career and as a parent and everything else. And
Hmm.
those were the types of people that I wanted to surround myself with. And I knew I only way I could get there was by getting in great shape. And now for me, it's I just love it. I love being in the gym. Like it's my safe place. I go in there and I beat the tar out of myself. But afterwards, I'm like, man, I accomplished something. I'm going to accomplish going to the gym and getting a lift, and I'm going to do something that makes me better. And that's the big thing for me. It's very therapeutic. I think most people like to beat on themselves a little bit, and that's where I get to do it. In a good growth way.
And plus, it's an area that you can control the outcome. It's like you are subjecting yourself to this thing. And
Mhm.
so you're the one who can claim the results of that thing.
Nobody can say that anybody else did what I did to myself. Like nobody can say, "Oh, your body looks great because of somebody else." No, this is me. This is my work, and this is what I did. No one can take that away. It's all pure me and my work and what I've accomplished and done.
Does the training help you balance that private personal life thing, the stresses of being in public versus at home privately? The gym probably does help with both of those.
It's one of the few places other than home that I get to be alone and out of the public eye. And even with my profession, like I constantly have a camera on my chest. Everything is subject to being spoken about other people and looked at and criticized and whatnot. And so in the gym, I get to zone out. I put my headphones in, and I use our police department gym 99% of the time because I'm one of the few people in there. I can go in there. I can be alone. Nobody's going to critique me. Nobody's going to hammer me. Nobody's going to bother me. Like I can just go in there. I can just zone out. I can do my thing, and I can enjoy my time.
I know a few cops that go to the gym that I go to as well. We talk every now and then, and that's what they end up doing. Whatever shift, they take their lunch or whatever, and they'll go and bang it out just to relieve the pressures of the day.
So my day on a general day, like when I'm at work, is so chaotic, and like, but I'm very regimented with the gym. Like my gym and my home life is very structured and regimented because my personal or my work life is so chaotic, both like in the media stuff as well as work. It's just chaos. Like there's no control on my end. So every day I make sure I go to the gym and it's very structured, regimented. I go anywhere. It's funny. I have trainees, and when they get in my car, I'm tell them anywhere between 9:30 and 10:30, we're going to be at the gym every day. No matter what's going on at work, we're going to make that happen. I have to do it.
Hmm.
I was like, if not, you're going to have a miserable day because I'm going to be miserable. So
It's definitely one of those things. Once you get it in routine, it's got to be locked in.
it's got to be.
You went from doing football and everything you said, and then what transitioned you more over to law enforcement?
And this is going to sound really dorky. But anyways, I grew up, I love superheroes, loved all that stuff. And like, and it's like as silly as this may sound, I like helping people. It fulfills me whenever I go to work it every day and help somebody in some way. And like I don't get to wear a big S on my chest. I don't get to put a cape on. But at the end of the day, like I can go help people and do all that stuff. I make an impact on people's lives. And most of the time a positive way. For some people it's negative, of course, but that's kind of their own doing. So for me it was, really just wanted to help people and drive fast, and that stuff's fun. Like I have a blast at work most days. It's a good time. It's stressful, but at the end of the day, I can look at myself in the mirror. I may not have a finished product. I made an impact on somebody's life today.
So I guess my next question was tied to the badge, but is that what it symbolizes to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're modern day knights in shining armor. You know, like I said, it still sounds so corny when I say it, but like it's the God's honest truth. Like to me, it's not just a job. It's something that like it fulfills me.
What keeps you in law enforcement when those other opportunities like the TV and everything else seem so, I don't know, they're not necessarily easier, but they look easier than you would think.
They're easier. They make more money. Well, the fulfillment thing we've already expressed that, and TV modeling and all that stuff. It's the TV. Like, yes, you can make good money in TV. The modeling stuff, doing what we do, like I can't make a living off of that because
Right.
it's so volatile. Like, there's been times where I'm like making money hand over fist, but at the same time, I'm investing it back into myself with buying clothes and supplements and food. Like, it's a lot more work than what people realize.
Hmm.
And I have two daughters, and they're my first responsibility. I got to take care of them. So for me, law enforcement is not only does it provide fulfillment, it provides a safety net. Like I'm always going to have that. I'm always going to have that job. I'm going to have insurance. I'm going to have retirement. And it's to me, it would be irresponsible for me when I'm responsible for two daughters to leave that.
That got to be number one.
So
So you've already mentioned getting like noticed at the store. Uh, now that was that in Gainesville.
yeah.
Has that happened elsewhere out in the broader public?
Um, I've been in LA and I've been recognized for being on Survivor before. I've been recognized for being on Patrol Live a couple times, which is neat. Um, yeah, a little bit. Nothing like crazy. I mean, I was on Survivor a long time ago. It was 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 2018. But yeah, it's definitely happened. On Patrol Live is starting to happen a little bit more. Um, but I've only been on there twice so far. So yeah.
That's it's a weird feeling, right? It just being out and about, and then somebody's like, "I know you."
Will you take a picture with me, please? I'm like, yeah, do you like why? I'm just a guy. Like it's still weird to me to this day. Like I worked a Gator game 2 weeks ago, and like I had like 8, 10 different people like come up and be like, hey, can we take a picture with you? Like we saw you on Patrol Live. Oh, we saw you, like we watched your season of Survivor. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, this is so cool. Like, thank you guys. Like, this makes me feel really good. Like, this is the neatest thing ever. And like, and what people don't realize, like, at least for me personally, like, I enjoyed that kind of interaction. It makes me feel like I've made an impact on their life in some way, or I've entertained them, and it gives me validation that the things that I'm doing, like, I'm doing a good job. And I need that validation because I question myself on a regular basis. When I'm on Patrol Live and I'm in the studio, I'm like, really? I'm like, was like, I hope I'm doing a good job. I'm looking around at the other guys. I'm like, hopefully they think I'm doing a good job. Like, I don't know, but I hope
Right.
so. And so those kind of interactions really give me that validation that I'm doing a good job and I'm making an impact and like I'm entertaining. And that's kind of the whole job of doing something like that is being entertaining. So it really helps me out.
So leading into that entertainment stuff, we touched on a little bit, but was it tough once that fame started hitting from the hot cop photo and things started rolling and snowballing relative to the TV and the modeling and everything else? Was it tough to keep the real Dan above water so that didn't just overflow and drown? I mean, it becomes some egotistical, narcissistic son of a bitch that everybody loves to hate on.
Easy to be that guy. It would have been. So for me, like I just really locked down at home, and I kept people that I surrounded myself with small, and they were good people, and they would always keep me in check. Like I got a buddy of mine to this day. I'll start talking about something. He's like, "Dan, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares anymore."
You
And
gotta
like
love people like that. You do.
I think you need people like that in some type of entertainment industry. You really, really need people that are going to check you and be like, dude, like, shut up. Like, I know you're excited about it. I know you think it's cool, and it is cool. But it's interesting to me. My buddy put it into perspective. He goes, yes, you're excited about it, and it is really cool. But when you talk about it, some people take it as you being arrogant. And I'm like,
Mm.
oh, I was like, I'm just talking about it because I'm excited. Like, I think it's so cool. Like, I'm not sitting here being like, oh, I'm better than you. It's like, no, like, let me tell you about this cool thing. Like, I'm getting to experience this. Like, let me like share because it's so cool. It's so exciting to me. It's not has nothing to do with being arrogant. It's like I'm excited about it. And some people, or not even some people, a lot of people don't necessarily take it that way. And so like I did a really good job at keeping my circle small and keeping it with people that would keep me in check. And like I don't like go out and party and do stuff like that. I keep my stuff in house. I stay at home. Like I'm either at home or I'm at work or spending time with some friends that are like my close friends. Like I don't really go out and do crazy stuff or anything like that. Like I don't really drink. It's very rare. So yeah, I feel like I rambled a little bit on that.
No, no, shut up, Dan. No, no, no. I think it's important that people have that close knit circle that they can rely on. A lot of people don't, and then it ties back to the communication thing. People start harboring feelings and situations for other people. But I think it's also good that you mentioned that people tend to view things through a lens that they've experienced or whatever. So they're not noticing your excitement. I guess it's more of a commentary on them, society in general, that they can't see, oh, this guy's genuinely stoked about this stuff. You know, your face lights up when you talk about it here, so you can't help but smile. But I guess some people may not. I don't want to say I pity them, but I feel sorry that they can't experience the same level of joy.
People are just haters, and like, man, I might open a can of worms with this one. They're mad because they haven't been afforded the opportunities, and even if they did, they may not have capitalized on it like you or I have because they're the fear and like jumping into this world. It's scary and it's risky. Like you're really putting yourself out there, like being on social media, posting about whatever. Like it's really putting yourself out there and giving people the opportunity to attack you, and people aren't always willing to take that risk, and it's fucking haters, man. And like in law enforcement it's even worse. Like there are so many people and the jealousy, and like it's like working in a high school sometimes. And don't get me wrong, I love what I do, and most of the people that I work with I like and I care about, but like there's some haters there, man. Like there was some times where like at SWAT training there was a handful of guys that gave me so much hell when all this stuff started happening a few years ago, that I would go do the drills that we're doing. I would go back to my car. I would sit in my car until we were on to do the next drill because they gave me so much hell. I was like, I'm like, I have to save myself because like they're giving me such a hard time and I can't deal with it anymore. I was like, but I'm not going to cut myself short. I'm still going to go after these opportunities. I'm still going to try to provide a better life for my children. They're not going to take this away from me, but I got to protect myself sometimes. And that's what people don't know and realize, you know.
The hater thing is, I've encountered that day one from all sorts of angles. But I think too, it's from a lot of people that live behind the computer, you know, keyboard warriors and stuff. But it's also, if you noticed, a lot of them are at these. They have these lockdown profiles. They have no profile picture of themselves, so it's super easy to be like making fun of Dan, making fun of me, or anybody else out there that's actually quote known. You're sitting tucked away that nobody knows. As soon as that somebody finds out who they are, they freak the hell out.
They run for the hills and delete everything and disappear. And like these people are just they're just fucking mean. And I wish, like it gets me a little worked up. Like I'm just a person, you're just a person. And like I'm just out here trying to make the best of my life for me, my kids, and the people that I surround myself with. Like that's what I'm doing. Like that's all I'm doing is trying to have the best life that I can. And then they want to sit there and tear you down and break you down. And like that hurts. Like it sucks. Like it sucks seeing, like you said earlier, it's like, oh my God, you're validating all of my fears by that one comment, even though there's 100. And like they don't realize the impact that they make on people like you and I. It hurts. It hurts. Like it's, oh yes, it's just some random keyboard warrior. It doesn't matter because we all have those insecurities, and it just validates it, and it just makes it that much harder. You know, it's brutal.
It really can get that way, and people don't realize, and it's definitely tough. But I think it's a sign of strength too to be able to persevere and continue on doing the thing that you're doing and not letting those voices quiet you. Mainly because I just think it's great to be able to continue to rise while all the other people are still yammering away.
Sometimes you learn to use it as fuel for the fire. It's like you're not going to stop me. You're not going to. Yeah, that hurt, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because this is what I do, and it's to me that you grow through adversity, and that's just a little bit more. It's a small dose of adversity, but like I'm going to grow from that. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to build on that. And what they don't realize too is like those kind of comments like drives your engagement up because other people are like hammering on those people for. So I'm like, oh, sometimes it's like, oh, this has worked out well.
That's why I got to where I left them up, the comments like that, because I'm like, if people are glomming on this person, do it, because more people are going to see it in the end of the day. And not to say that the numbers are the be all end all, but I'm just it's nice when it happens. It's a perk.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely beneficial if you can get past the oh my god that hurt, yeah, it's definitely sometimes drives the engagement, which helps.
Oh yeah, and you do get struck every now and then with the ones that that stick with you for a while, and they shouldn't. But for some
I like
reason, the mood you were in a day.
I waited to respond to him because I was like, man, I just can't shake this guy. I'm like, I gotta get him.
Exactly. So moving back to reality TV, you've done like very different genres of show.
Yeah.
Live PT is a lot different from Survivor, and the other stuff you've done. How does that work? Not nitty gritty details, but is it like the same in some instances and different in others, where you have to put your mindset as you're doing them?
It's the same in the sense that like you're working around cameras, you can't pay attention to them, like you just treat them like they're not even there, like you're just sitting there doing your thing. And it's different in the sense of Survivor was it was all about like personal entertainment. Like they wanted to see us, and like you kind of knew what they wanted. As terrible as this sounds, like I had an idea of like I know what you guys want from me, and I'm gonna feed that to you a little bit.
Mhm.
Yes, you're real moments, but like I know what you want, so I'm gonna feed you because I want to play again. But the money's nice, thank you. I'm gonna feed you a little bit. I'm gonna keep giving you what you want. I was asking people, I'm like, what do I need to do to come back again? Like day two, that's what I was asking the production people. Um, on Patrol Live is different in the sense that like they want to know about my experiences. It's more about my knowledge base in law enforcement and being able to commentate on the things that are happening on the show and doing stuff like that. So it's very it's entertainment, but it's not like it's more of I feel like a sports commentator. I'm talking about the things that are happening. I'm giving my background knowledge and my experiences like that. Like to me, that's a lot more fulfilling for me. It's a good mix of both of my worlds in law enforcement and entertainment, and I can do both. And I love that. That's like my new favorite thing. Like I love going up there. I would go up there every weekend if they would let me.
It's great to find something that contributes to your passion and things like that.
Yeah, it's just so much of everything that I love and do. So
That's great. So with the cameras being around, did you learn how to like better carry yourself? We all are a certain way, like growing up and then, living life. But then with cameras around, does that bleed into the day-to-day, Dan, or does it kind of stay on stage, quote unquote?
I mean, I think you've been around me enough. Like I'm me. Like you're gonna get me no matter where I'm at. I may watch my
This is true.
like I am who I am. Where I go, I that's just me. I may watch my language. I'm not gonna drop F bombs and this and that. Like I'm not gonna do that while I'm on camera, but you're getting me. I there's no two, three different Dans. Like you're getting me, you're getting the full experience. There's me that's on, and then there's me that's off. And like off is like I'm just like I got nothing in the tank. I'm tired.
I'm snoozing. Yeah.
I'm like I got nothing in the tank. I'm being a potato on the couch. But that's really the only two differences. It's high energy, like I'm awake, ready to rock. I am who I am. You're going to get that. And then there's yeah, the tank's empty. So and maybe that's just the only difference I can say with me on camera is just watching my language.
Mhm.
I can't drop F bombs on national television.
Yeah, don't want the fines or nothing. It's the same way, I guess. That's actually a good segue. It's the same way where you got to be on, like doing the book signing thing and doing shows in general. I could totally relate to that whole feeling of being on for, God, 8-10 hours a day, smiling constantly, then having to shut down when you're done. It's exhausting.
There's been book signings where I've like laid down on the floor at the end. I'm like, I got nothing in the tank. Like I'm out. Like I can't help. Like I've been on for however many hours. Like I'm entertaining all these people and I'm hugging on people and taking pictures and answering questions and doing this and doing that. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm complaining about it. I love it. But it is exhausting. And that's what people don't understand. Like I'm tired at the end of a book signing. Like there's been times I've crawled under a table and like took a nap for like 10 minutes. I'm like, give me 10. Like,
It's needed. It really is. It's tough being, because you are literally watching yourself, and not saying it's a fake thing, but you're being genuine and smiling and happy all day, nonstop. Is tough.
and then like as being models and you get, this is a topic we could probably have a long conversation. We should have like a panel of different models for this. You're getting treated like an object. And it's like, yo, like I'm still a person too. Like you can't just try to take my shirt off and just rub on me and stuff like that.
Which is so surprising, where we do have to not do those kind of things non-consensually, that a lot of times at these events it's the ladies that are leading the charge.
I've had a lady try to take my shirt off before. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, if the role was reversed, like the amount of uproar and like, I love the book world, but like, there's such a double standard for the models and the people that come to these events, the double standard there. Like, if a model were to do some of the things that these ladies do to a female author or participant or model, like the uproar, like it would be insane.
It would be bad. I have had, and my assistants can attest to that, I've had people escort me to the bathroom because I've had people want to follow me into the bathroom.
So my manager Zach, like he come unglued on a lady one time. The one that was trying to take my shirt, I was like, I've never seen him this mad before. He lost his freaking mind. He was like, I can't believe you're doing this. And this was very early on in like my career. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what's allowed and what's not. Like, is this normal? Like, and it's
Right. Because you don't want to like step on the toes and be like, oh,
yeah, and like, and it's the pressure to just kind of like just let that stuff happen. It's kind of unfortunate because like you don't like this is like your niche, like you enjoy being a part of this, and if you cause a stink you might not be invited back. And like everybody, like I don't know a model that doesn't enjoy it, and being a part of those events and being a part of these books and being a part of this world. So you don't want to make a stink about it and then be blackballed, because we've all seen it happen. We've seen models get blackballed for speaking up or screwing up or something like that. So you kind of it's a tough line to walk on.
very, very true. What got you into modeling to start with? I know we had met after you had done some.
Yeah. So the picture took off, and then within a couple of days, Christopher John reached out and was like, "Would you want to be a model? Would you?" Everybody's asking, because you're in Florida, I'm in Florida. You want to come take some pictures? And I was like, "I don't. I'm not." I was like, "I'm not a model, dude. Like, I'm just a guy."
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Come on, come do it." And I was so uncomfortable. Like, I didn't sleep the night before. I'm like, I'm not made for this. Like, this isn't what I do. Like, I'm not good looking enough. Like, the second guessing was unreal.
I've heard that before too. Anytime I send notices to models, and I wonder if that's why I don't hear back from a lot of them, because I do fall into this stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is he contacting me?
Yeah.
I'm a nobody. This has to be for some other purpose.
And that's was my I'm like, I don't like I'm not this guy. Like I'm not a model. Like what in the world? Like I'm just a guy and like I don't fit into this. Like I'm like, you know what? I talked to some buddies and they were like, just do it, dude. Like it'll be fun, like it'll be a cool experience. Just go do it. So I went and did it. And I tell you, that first photo shoot was like within a week of that hot cop picture. So everything sold like wildfire. Like
Oh, I bet. I bet.
he's just sending me money. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I'm 27 at the time. I'm like, I want a big screen TV. That was the first thing I did.
God, we are so much alike. I would have done the same thing. I have a big TV fetish. I don't know. It's terrible.
I have a 100-inch TV in my living room.
I have a 100-inch one too. We found one for it's downstairs. It's terrible, Dan. I don't know what the hell my problem is.
I don't see it as a problem. I think it's great.
Well, I knew I liked you for some reason.
Listen, I want to watch Star Wars as big as possible, okay? Because I can't go watch it in theater, so I need to see stuff like that as cool as possible, okay?
Heck yeah, we think too much alike. But yeah, it's amazing how stuff like that just flies off the handle, and it's like boom, you're there. The timing is everything. That's what I tell a lot of models too, because sometimes we shoot, and it's slow after. And I'm like, no, it's really timing. And it's all about just somebody seeing your shit at the right time and everything else.
I'm taught, man. And you got to capitalize on the opportunities that are put in front of you. And
Mhm.
you, like I said earlier, you capture lightning in a bottle. And if you miss it, if you're 5 minutes too late, it's gone, and you're never going to get it back sometimes. So you really have to capitalize on the situations that are put before you. So yeah, and that's how I got started. And I met you the next time I did a photo shoot
Yeah.
in Orlando. Christopher John asked me to come to that. I tell you, that was the first time I shot with a girl, right?
Hmm.
um, we get to the hotel room. I'm talking to Christopher, and like we do some shooting, and like she comes and like she just starts like stripping down to like get dressed like right there in front of me. I was like, oh God, like, do I need to like turn around? Do I need to go to another room? Like, what's going on here? It was this most awkward thing I've ever experienced. Oh, I'm going to this other room over here.
Right.
I was so awkward. And what's funny now is like, because I've been doing it so long, I'm like, hey, do you care if like I just strip down to my underwear while I'm changing clothes? Like I'll ask, and then they're like, yeah, I don't care. I'm like, it's no big deal. But back then, like several years ago, I was like, oh my God, she's in her underwear. Like I'd go to the bathroom and change. It was.
Oh God, I have a funny story about that too. I had a shoot here at the home studio one time, and it was a couple, and they wanted to get some shots done, and they, normally they'll go to the bathrooms and stuff. So I'm like, okay, they were just in the living room. Whoop, off comes everything,
Butt naked,
butt
completely.
naked, and then Eric is coming down the stairs to go get a drink from the kitchen, and he's just like, hey, they're like, hey. It was so awkward, but apparently they do this all the time. I don't know. It was weird for me.
Like it's just it's interesting how like what you think the norm is in this industry like kind of changes and adjusts as you grow, and you're like, oh, like being in underwear, like listen, like girl, like you're like laid up all over me, and like we're all like somewhat intimate, or at least pretending to be. Like if you see me in my underwear, like it's not a big deal. Like you've seen plenty of men in their underwear on TV and everything else. Like it's not a big deal. And you
Right.
got to be professional about it. Like, of course. And
Definitely.
like that's why I always ask. I'm like, you good if I just strip down? Like, because it's just underwear. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, I wear shorter shorts to the gym. Like, come on.
I have that same problem. That's a whole other debate. But for real, it's like you do have to be careful. But speaking of that, I used to have people that I would hit up. This was like in the early days, like 2012, 13, somewhere in there. I would hit up a lot of fitness models for these romance shots. And the type of shots. We take the shirtless and jeans, that kind of thing. But a lot of them were really like, oh, I don't want to do this whole thing because they thought I would get them in their underwear. But at the same
Yeah.
time, they were just on stage in skimpier posing shorts and trunks. And I'm like, bro, it's like literally more clothes than that. But I guess it's just that impression. I think a lot of times people have a preconceived notion because you do hear horror stories. You do. And, you have to try to separate yourself. Unfortunately, I've had models that have had bad experiences before that declined because of those. And it's unfortunate that they had to go through that.
I can't think of any bad experiences I had with like modeling, when it comes to like shooting with anybody. Like I had one girl kind of be a jerk, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, you can leave. Like, I'm not going to deal with you being a jerk. So, but other than that, I can't think of any time I've had a bad experience modeling.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you meet all sorts of types. That's all I'll say on this particular podcast. I mean, all sorts of types of people.
well, like the modeling community is probably a good way to describe it. Like everybody's so cool. Like I haven't met a model that I don't like. Whether at book signings or shooting or anything like that. Like I always enjoy that experience, and being able to share that shooting with someone. Like it just, to me, it makes it more fun because you get to feed off that energy with them, and you get to experience it together, and you build that relationship and that bond a little bit.
Hmm.
So I enjoy shooting with other people.
Yeah, it's always fun to do that. Adds a little more to the dynamic. I mean, the solo stuff is good, but when you can play off emotions and
Well,
scenery and everything else.
you do a great job with the solo shot stuff, dude. I'm telling you, like you feed me so well. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I am that man. Like, oh, you're like, oh, you look so good. I'm like, yeah, I do. Don't I?
Well, that's just it. You got to make people feel comfortable. And I really do believe that, and people have told me this too. I tend to make people get out of their comfort zone because a lot of people take the same pictures on selfies and things like that, the same angle every day, same lighting. and it's nice to see them from a different angle, at least for me. But they kind of get uncomfortable sometimes.
I mean, you were the first person I ever shot with, like, without a shirt on. Like,
Mhm.
I took a shot in my underwear, and that was the first time I ever did anything like that was with you. And it was because I think we had shot for a good chunk of that day, or we shot the day before, and like we talked about it. I was like, I trust you. Like, you're not going to let me look bad
No,
because if I look bad, then you look bad. So
yeah.
it's
I mean,
just
my
a photo.
logo's right on the picture. I mean, if it's a shitty picture, they're gonna think, "Oh, I don't want to go with this dude."
Right. And so like I was like, yeah, like let's do this. And like I was so out of my comfort zone, but I felt comfortable and fine because it was you and just the way you shoot. Like, I love it, man. Like, I love shooting with you. You're like, oh man, you just feed that ego. I'm like, yeah.
I do, probably to a detriment to some people, but I do feel it because I do think the image is great, and I have this weird thing where I can see a photo like fully edited in my brain before it's posted. It's weird, but I see that while we're doing the shoot, and that's why I'm like, oh yeah, this is the one, or this is the one, because you can see it. And sometimes you look at the raw and it's like, oh, that's kind of flat, but no, it's like, no, just wait till it's actually up on the computer.
Before you, like, there was no way in hell I thought that I would take a picture with my shirt off because, like we talked about that body dysmorphia. I look in the mirror, I'm like, nope, not there, not at all. And you just made me feel, as weird as it sounds, you made me feel safe.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I felt comfortable. I was like, yeah, I can do this with him. You know,
You've come so far relative to that particular shirtless thing than we did the one years down the road.
yeah.
And it was just night and day difference. And I was getting even jealous. I'm like, man, I got to get off this bunk now. Go on. Because Dan is putting me to shame.
And I worked so hard, and like
You
I've
did.
learned how to dial in for like a photo shoot, like 3, 4 months leading up. I treat it like I'm prepping, like if I was almost getting on a stage or something like that. Like that's in my mind. I'm like, all right, like this is game time for me. Like I imagine like the last photo shoot that I did, like I dried out the week before. Like I did all the things like to the best of my knowledge and what I can find on the internet.
Hmm.
And like I've really dialed in my workouts and my diet whenever I'm getting ready for a shoot. It's and I like to have at least 3 to 4 months leading up to prep for it. I know that sounds like extreme, but body dysmorphia is a thing. I'm like, I need it.
And not only that, you've got, like we've talked before, it's not just a matter of just rolling out of bed and getting in front of a camera. It's like you do have to prep for it, which is why, a lot of times we do want a lot of heads up prior to, so you can kind of get dialed in, because it is not easy. At least 3-4 weeks minimum on some of these things.
I like way more than that. I like months. Give me a 3 month notice. I got you. Like we're good. Um, I mean, well, my world's busy. I mean, I work all the time. I'm dad all the time. Like I barely have time to sit on the couch and play video games and enjoy my 100-inch TV, much less.
I know the feeling. It sits there all day just by itself off. Poor
I
thing.
get 30 minutes, maybe an hour every night, maybe.
I
You
know I
know,
end up falling asleep because I get on so late, and then it's like I'm so excited about playing, and then it's like,
yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm nice. Well, playing video games and stuff is so relaxing because I can turn my brain off. And I'm like, I'm like,
yeah, I turned it off for sure till the next morning.
yeah,
It's horrible. I have a little segue. You talked about the small circle and stuff, but a frame can distort reality a bit, and like give you this impression of things from both the viewer and like yourself living it. How do you stay grounded and level through all of that? I mean, we've talked about all these different elements. How do they all come into play?
how do I stay grounded? I don't view myself as a celebrity or anything like that. Like it's still like weird to me. And it feels weird for me to say the celebrity or influencer or anything like that and to describe myself. It feels weird for me. I still work a normal everyday job. I'm still dad. That stuff's just like extra stuff. So to me, it's maybe I'm out of the norm, but like I'm just a normal guy. And that's how I view it. I'm a normal guy that's had cool experience and done cool things. And that's just how I view it. Like I don't view myself as special in any way. I just done and experienced cool stuff. Maybe I'm weird in that way. Maybe I'm broken in that way. I don't know.
I
That's
don't
just
think so.
I'm just a guy, and that's what I tell people. Like I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she's like, "How do you do it?" I was like, "I'm just a dude. Like that's all I am. I'm just a dude." I was like, I put my pants on just like you. I eat just like you. I'm a normal dude. 99% of the time. That's just that's such let's like that stuff is my extracurriculars. Like in high school you do band or you play football or baseball or whatever. You have extracurriculars, and that's what that is for me. Like this is all extra stuff that I do because I enjoy it. It's hobby more than anything else.
It leads into those, I think, misconceptions that people have. And that's what I was going to ask you next is what do people consistently get wrong about you? But it's like they think that because you're on TV or because you've written a book or because you did some of that you are somehow wealthy beyond everybody else's wildest dreams. And, that is not the case for most of these situations.
Well, like I don't think I've made money doing the stuff that I've done. Don't get me wrong. But everything gets dumped back into it. Like it's building on top of it and adding to it. Like the books, like the book that I wrote, I don't know if I made any money. Like editing is expensive, formatting is expensive, going to book signings is expensive, doing all this stuff. Like I maybe broke even. I don't know exactly, but maybe broke even. Doing Survivor, yeah, I made a pretty good chunk of change, but I make a shit ton of money? No, I didn't win. I didn't make $1 million. So like, and then the modeling stuff, like, yeah, there was a time that I was making money, but I was dumping it back into it because I was going to book signings, I was buying clothes, I was paying to feed myself because in order to grow and get bigger, get stronger, get the look that I need to look, it's expensive to eat in that way.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And then buying the supplements and all this stuff. I mean, I take 2 handfuls of vitamins and pills every morning to make sure I take care of myself in the best way that I can. And so, like, there's no, like, I am not rolling in money. I live off of what I make as a cop, and I promise you, a cop don't make that much. That if that was the case, we wouldn't be short staffed in my profession.
Right.
So it's really, I think, for at least for me, like most of the money that I've made in the entertainment world has been poured back into that. Yes, I've made a little bit of extra money here and there, but not enough to like be wealthy.
Right. Right. Not enough to have that pool in the back with, 500-inch televisions around it. But it's true. People do have that thing. Are there other things that people get wrong about you? I mean, I'm sure people think a lot about you that it's probably not true.
I think people who don't know my story, like they think that I just woke up and I look the way that I do. I'm doing air quotes. It just wasn't on the thing. And like I had to work hard to be where I'm at, to look the way that I do. I didn't wake up this way. Um, like I don't see myself as what other people see me. I get told that I'm arrogant. I've been told that by people who have never been even spoken a word to me. They're like, "You're an arrogant asshole." I'm like, "You've never spoken to me." And they're like, "You just look like it." I'm like, "Oh, because I have pride in myself. I walk standing up. I have my shoulders back, and I know that I work hard. I've earned everything that I have." And like that's what people don't realize. Like I've earned everything that I have. I earned being on our SWAT team. I've earned, yes, I captured lightning in a bottle, but that could have been one photo shoot and done. But I've done countless photo shoots. I've been on countless books. The TV stuff. Like they were like, "Oh, would you like to do it?" I got recruited to do Survivor. I'm like, "Yeah," but there was still a process that I had to go through that wasn't easy. With all those interviews and stuff, they think everything was just handed to me, but that's not the case.
Right.
Like by any stretch. I work for everything I have, and yes, I take pride in the things that I've done and things that I've earned, but like, I'm not an arrogant asshole. Like, I love me, don't get me wrong, but that's because I have to. It's a battle every day to love myself.
Well, nobody, at the end of the day, that is true. Nobody's going to love yourself as much as you do. We hate ourselves as much as anybody else.
I hate myself more than anybody else, but I also love me too. And if I don't love me, then who else is going to love me?
Right, right. I think that's a lot of the reason people think that about like your success not being earned and all this stuff is social media just seems to be this big old dumping pot of people's highlights and take these as though that's reality and that's what exists 100% of the time. And people don't really account for, because I think a lot of times people just watch a 30-second TikTok and then they're done, about what it took to set things up, to get things aligned. I mean, if you film and do things, it takes time and to edit and blah, 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 blah afterwards. For your particular situation, it took an effort to get noticed and like you said, capture the lightning in a bottle, which you could have just said, nah, and just left it alone, and it would have just fizzled out and died. But you took it upon yourself to push forward. And a lot of people don't do that. And they just think they're going to sit there and it's just going to fall in their lap. Like a meteor is going to come that has a little dollar sign on it. It's going to fall right into their crotch. And they're going to be like, whoa, I've made it now.
Still waiting on that meteor to fall and land in my crotch.
Dude, me too. It's not happened. I saw the shooting stars the other night, and I'm like, none of them came this way.
It's funny you talk about the work that goes into it. Like for the longest time, I beat myself up. I was like, I didn't earn any of this. Like it was just given to me, and like I didn't earn anything. And I was so hard on myself. Like I didn't earn being a cover model. I didn't earn this. And then somebody put it in perspective. They were like, Dan, the things you did leading up to that, to get yourself in shape, to lose all that weight, to build yourself and to become the man that you are, you did earn it. And like I never saw it as that. And like the years that led up to that is where I did. That really changed my perspective on it because I had such a hard time. I was like, I didn't earn this, like I don't deserve this. Like it's such a cool opportunity that I'm getting. And what people, like you said, people don't see the hours and hours and the years put into the work leading up to the lightning struck. Excuse me. And I captured it. And then I kept going and I kept working. And it's an everyday thing. And it's funny, I was talking to my daughter about it this morning. I was like, she's like, you don't make much content. I was like, yeah, I'm not creative like that. Like, yeah, every once in a while I have a good idea, but creating content is hard. Like it's not easy. Like you have to think about these things and you have to have that creative mindset and you have to put in the time and the effort and like you have to film or pictures and this and that. Like it's not just snap. All right, good. It's so much work that people just do not understand and appreciate and realize. Is it a real job? Am I out digging ditches and doing stuff like that? No, it's not that, but it's not easy either. And then the difference between it, and we've touched on, is you open yourself up to criticism from people.
I've noticed doing these, it's been a common thread that people have imposter syndrome, and then they realize along the way to look back. And I've been a big proponent of looking back at where you've been to shape kind of where you are and where you're going. Because let's be honest, a lot of people today are so driven to get noticed and be validated by the likes and stuff on social media that's their goal. They're always looking forward. They don't look at how far they've come. Fitness is a great example of that. You started at a point, I started at 135. If you didn't take a day one pick and look back at that, you would just lose your way. And it shaped who you are today. And I think a lot of people just miss that point because they're always looking forward, trying to chase the next viral trend and just defeating themselves in the process, because then they see you do it and they're like, this mofo didn't have to do anything but post himself online and look what happened.
But there was so much that led up to it, and if I wasn't raised the way I was by my parents, if I didn't lose all the weight to be on SWAT, if I didn't do all this other stuff that I did to prepare myself, I wouldn't have been able to do what I did and what I'm doing now. Like it just would not have happened. It's funny you talk about the imposter syndrome. Like I have felt that way. I mean, I still struggle with that today. Like I'm like, how do I get to be on Patrol Live like every once in a while? Like how did I get this opportunity? Like I don't feel like I belong. I'm not special. Like and then it's hard. It's a challenge, and people. It's funny because people don't talk about it, and it's like this hush hush thing. And like I appreciate that we can have this opportunity to talk about it.
Definitely, because there's not a lot of outlets for people to talk, especially and maybe doing something like this also lets somebody hear something at the right time, and that's the key. It's like the communication thing we talked about earlier, just finding the right moment to talk to somebody else about it.
And then you can't talk to just anybody about it because they're like, oh, why are you so appreciative? I'm like, come on, man. Like, I feel like I don't belong. Like, I haven't earned this. Like, just let me talk about it. And they just don't. People don't always get it, And that's makes it hard too.
Oh, 100%. Well, Dan, where can people follow you officially? Like, if you have a couple places or a place for them to go look up who you are, where you are, and then find out more about you.
The biggest thing is my Instagram. Like. I'm not super active on socials, but I'm more active on my Instagram and my Facebook. Just put in Rengering and you're going to find me. Like it's pretty easy.
I'll make sure to pop it on the screen here as well for them.
I'm one of the very few that are in this world. So if you look up that on Instagram or Facebook, you'll find me.
Anything else that you're working on that's kind of behind the scenes, or anything you could talk about?
can't really talk about it, but things are looking up. Hopefully, we'll see. We're
Awesome. Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
so we'll see.
Oh, that's always something to look forward to. So make sure you do follow Dan to find out more about that upcoming thing that he can't talk about yet.
That's what you're going to see. That'll be where the news is broken. Is on there.
Well, Dan, I appreciate your time today. Seriously, I consider you a close friend, and it's been an honor having you on to talk about things, open up a little bit, get people to know a different side of you that they may not know.
Dude, I appreciate you having me on here. Like I was like I said, when I was like shocked, and I was like, oh yes, he wants me. He wants me. About it. You've always been a good friend to me in this industry, and you've always been supportive. And I just want you to know I appreciate that. You've always made me feel great about myself. You're one of the few that made me feel like I belong and I'm part of it, and I really appreciate it.
Oh man, no problem at all. It's the truth. I mean, you've earned it. Seriously, you did it yourself. I'm just here along the way. I'm just pushing a button along the way. This is the Furious Focus, where we talk about creativity, culture, and the chaos in between. Tune in next time for the next show, and we'll catch y'all later.